Okay, so for today, so we're just going to talk about the first part of the book, entitled, or the part 2 of the book entitled, okay, this one. Ang title niya ay Consumer Culture, History and Politics by Sassatelli, Roberta. And as you can see, this book is divided into these following contents. So we have part one is concerning on the rise of consumer culture, and then we have part two that is concerned on the theories of consumer agency, and then we have part three, which is okay. Wait lang. Okay. Uh, the part 3 which is the politics of consumption. So as you can see, lagi itong tatlo lang lagi ang division nito. So for our discussion for today, we'll be focusing on particularly the teachers agency. So we will not be able to come up with a holistic discussion of all of this, the content of the book, but I have only chosen the theories of consumer agency. So for this one, okay, we're just going to discuss the part one of our discussion, okay, and that is the utility of okay, the utility and social competition, okay. So when speak of the utility of social competition, we are only talking about here with on the emergence of the problem of the rational decision. Okay, di ba? Parang as you can see, parang laging sinasabi in the literature of consumer education is that it wanted us to have particularly what we called to become a sovereign consumer, or particularly we need to act as an actor as consumer, okay. But this has come up with the idea that there's a problem with us in terms of rational decision. Okay, there is a conflicting debate on particularly whether we are really indeed a sovereign consumer. Okay, or particularly do we really have the capacity to act in the manner that we are particularly what we called ang tawag dito ay informed consumers. Okay, so yun yung question na gustong tingnan natin dito. So, now, if we're going to take a look at it, what I'm going just to do is, okay, sa inyo kasi, ang ginagawa ko pala ngayon, hindi pa ako sa inyo nakakapag-upload ng mga annotation ko. But sa mga first year students ay meron akong, ang ginagawa ko in the past 3 weeks, ang ina-upload ko na sa kanila mga readings ay yung aking merong mga annotation. Pero sa inyo ay parang medyo kontento naman ako dun sa majority, particularly with your Cornell notes, na uh, na ano na wala nang, ang gagawin ko ay wala nang annotation yung isasend ko sa inyo. But anyway, okay, with this, we are trying to look into the idea that sinasabi that economy by using Marx, we have seen that the economy occupied a hegemonic role. Okay, it's because we have encountered, particularly in the views of social sciences, that the science of economics had encountered some significant difficulties in attempt to model consumption as purely instrumental both into our irrational and rational decision. So that's why if we're going to take a look at it, we wanted to take a look into the idea of looking at consumption as a what we call social phenomena. Okay, that as consumer, we act as an actor towards the maximization of utility. So when speak of maximization of utility, we borrow particularly this concept, although this has not been mentioned in the book, or particularly we mentioned, the quantifying and qualifying pleasure that we can get, from the commodity, from the product that we consume. So that's why it has been pointed out that as a social phenomena, consumption is something that is very instrumental in the logic of utility maximization and particularly cost minimization. Okay, These are linked to symbolic and ceremonial functions of goods, to their role in marking relationship between people and demonstrating their different social standing and cultural views. It's because the problem is, we're going to look at, okay, for example, consumption. We only thought that consumption is just about buying goods, okay? But sooner or later, okay, and as a way of, if it is only buying goods, okay, it does not have any cultural meanings, okay? So yun yung problema. But sooner or later, mamaya in my discussion, you were going to realize na consumption is not just an individual, okay, particularly way of consuming goods, but it is also a social phenomena, okay? So now, if we're going to look at this context, okay, there are different theories of, okay, consumption, okay? And here, we discuss in our discussion of Marx, okay, that Marx was able to capture this consumption imagination, particularly by looking at it in the relationship of, okay, consumption to production, which he borrowed from Adam Smith and Ricardo and Malthus. That in the context of the views of the classical economy, okay, they view that the more production we have meant more riches for a nation were being able to consume, if not luxuries, then life's comforts appear to be a long and well-deserved outcome of work. That's why in this, okay, we have seen, okay, I don't know if you, maybe you have studied it in your economics subject, that it has been said, okay, that, okay, the economy is just a relationship between the supply and demand relationship. And this is a very classical view, okay, that, okay, there is a structural need to create riches of a nation, and someone had to be consuming enough to stimulate production. So meaning to say, it has something to do with a relationship between an effective demand, okay? So that's why this is something that is I highlighted, okay? And then there is a need in the Master of Money that we have watched, okay? Particularly, there is a need for laborers, okay, who will be consumers of the product of the producers, or particularly those who are the capitalists, okay, whose salaries are often less than the prices of their products. So, yun yung consideration. Pero ngayon, syempre, nangyayari iba na. But that is the idea, okay? Now, in number 2, so that is the first theory. In number 2, we have seen that in Marxist political economy, it takes the idea that it develops a structural consequence of capitalist economy to the extreme. Meaning to say, okay, consumer society is just a product of the feudal, okay? It comes out of the feudal society, okay, as a response to the feudal society, okay? And then there comes the particularly what we call analytic turn in the theories of consumption. Particularly in the analytic model, okay, it said that there is particularly, it treats consumers as sovereigns of market. Ibig sabihin, okay, each consumer makes self-directed choices which put together with those of other consumers create a demand to which production can do little else but to respond. Meaning to say, if we're going to take a look at it, okay, these are certain models, okay, certain models wherein a consumer, okay, has his own purchase decision where in fact the motor of a system and the market in which the two separate, okay, but interrelated domains of demand and supply were kept equilibrium. So that is particularly the relationship. Now, the idea here is that it only stipulates that the idea that consumers are sovereign, okay, particularly independent, we can give informed decisions of the market, okay? It's because they are actors towards the maximization of a certain utility. So when speak of maximization of the certain utility, we are talking about here of the individual pleasure that is particularly has an implication towards its interpersonal comparison, which is numerically quantifiable, okay, towards the consumption of a given commodity. So yun yung isang consideration, di ba? Minamaximize lang natin so that the consumer would have his own hedonistic pleasure. So, and these choices, okay, are somehow limited in structure only with the budgetary limits. Kaya nga, di ba, pagbibili ka, okay, anong sinasabi? If you're going to go into shopping, you are informed, okay, and because of this informed decisions that you have, you're going to in the grocery store, and what you're going to do is you're going to look on, okay, these products, and you're going to consume these products with a very okay budgetary limits, okay, and these are very instrumental with our own rational decision, okay. So pero tingnan natin, it's because we wanted to buy, okay, particularly, okay, these things with a very, okay, affordable price. Okay, so yun yung konteksto. Now, in number 4, okay, we have this neoclassical, okay, this neoclassical view. Wait lang. Nasaan? Okay, this neoclassical view, okay, particularly the stimulus response, the what we call the supply and demand response mechanism, okay, created particularly what we call three processes or three, okay, problems which has been neglected by the economy. Okay, particularly ito yung naging mga problems ng psychological variables. Number 1, okay, here is the process of preference formation, especially in as much as it is linked to the social and cultural independence. So ibig sabihin, nalimutan na sa ang konteksto ay may kakulangan ang views ng economy kasi ang tinitingnan lang dito is particularly the supply and demand. But hindi dito tinitingnan yung preference formulation. Okay? So another na tinitingnan na hindi nakikita is particularly the object and subject relationship which possess a certain kind of socio and cultural details. And particularly it's because consumption create a cultural meaning. So yun yung isang problema. And number 3, the question of power. It's because the way we consume things entails a certain form of power. That's why, because of this shortcoming, nag-emerge yung tinatawag na sociology of consumption. So meaning to say, with the sovereign, okay, views of a consumer in the economic terms, we will now proceed into the idea of, okay, consumption in the views of, okay, the sociology of consumption. Now, we have different views in terms of the sociology of consumptions, okay? It has been pointed out by Dusenberry, okay? Particularly his views of particularly what we call macroeconomics, okay? So, sabi ni Dusenberry, put forward the idea that it was relative income, okay, that is mediated by social position and demonstrated effects that influence demand. In a society with strong mobility, the expansion of higher quality gives place to status and display which is stronger, okay, among the weaker classes and stimulate the demand even when the real income does not grow. So anong ibig sabihin nito? Ang ibig sabihin nito, okay, because of this social stratification, it creates demands. That is in terms of what we call macroeconomy. But another, Lichtenstein, okay, have pointed out that there is particularly what we call the refinement. Okay, meron siyang mga inexplain, okay? Particularly because it has something to do with the relevance of motives of emulation and status. Okay? And he calls into the, okay, the way we consume things in the micro level is particularly what we call the Veblen effect, the bandwagon effect, and the snob effect. Okay? So medyo familiar kayo siguro sa bandwagon and snob effect, right? So pag sinabi nating bandwagon, kung ano yung uso, siya yung susundin. Okay? So kung siya yung mag-show ng interest. Pero pag yung snub effect naman, ay bahala na, okay lang. Okay? Na hindi ko bilhin yan. The Veblen effect comes into play when function of consuming an object is to demonstrate the acquisitive power of the consumer so that it will open an opposition to the utilitarian logic and minimization of costs. Okay? So that is the Veblen effect. Now, if we're going to take a look at it, this still creates particularly a certain limitation, okay, according to Roberta. It's because it failed to undermine, okay, the understanding of its cultural meaning. Okay? So, ito yung kasi yung sinasabi niya, ano, to this end, okay? To this end, we have to recall the importance not only of the different characteristic of goods, okay? But also the places in which they are purchased or the practices that follow purchase, okay, which are openly high regarded as, okay, structured by institutions such as family cohabitation units and explained with difficulty by the logic of economics alone. Meaning to say, okay, kahapon I discussed the idea of, okay, Villa, okay, the idea of Villa during the Spanish colonialism, particularly highlighting Tayabas as the muy, okay, noble, okay, de Tayabas. So meaning to say, nung panahon ng mga Kastila, ang Tayabas Quezon, okay, the Tayabas Quezon is the center of trade and commerce, okay? So dito pumapasok yung isip ko that it create a certain kind of dimension towards consumption. Okay? It's because the way we consume things is that it moves us from the center towards the periphery. Okay, 'di ba? Hindi lang naman the way we consume things eh. But it creates a cultural meaning and particularly where to buy these goods. That's why kaya nga kung mapapansin natin, ngayon, okay, medyo nag-iiba na sa atin yung perspective that a certain, okay, for example, a luxurious place or for example, yung medyo mayamang lugar, okay, would entail na dapat, for example, yung isang mayamang bayan, dapat meron na siyang mga shopping centers, okay, what else? For example, may Jollibee, okay? And as you can see here, ito yung based on my investigation, okay? Nag-iiba din ang behavior ng individual into different places. Okay, sa pag-iiba ng behavior ng mga different individual sa iba't ibang mga lugar, okay? Kaya nag-iiba yung mga behavior nila, it's because nag-iba rin yung ating ways of consumption. Okay, for example, okay, halimbawa, yung urban and rural area, magkaiba sila according to Durkheim, okay? Magkaiba na ng ugali, ano? For example, matindi kasi yung social integration, okay? Social integration yung for example sa probinsya napakatindi ng social integration. So gaano katindi? Matindi yung social, meron pa akong isang iniisip eh. Social integration and social, nalimutan ko lang yung term. Ano? Pero for example, di ba pag pumunta ka sa Linang, okay? Pag pumunta ka sa Linang, sa isang baryo sa Linang, ano? Ipagtanong mo lang yung pangalan ni ganito, okay? Kilala na. Pero pag nasa urban area ka, okay? Yun ang magiging problema natin. Kapitbahay mo na, hindi mo pa kakilala. So, that's why, okay, as you can see, the more it becomes highly structured because it has a certain effect in the cultural meanings. The way we relate with people. So, yun yung isang consideration na naging failure ni Lobenstein and ni, okay, Dusenberry. Now, here, there are certain things, okay, although si Amartya Sen ay hindi na one sentence lang na na-mention dito. But Amartya Sen is somehow very concerned into taming the market, okay? Particularly by looking at the altruistic motivation and power structures through a cooperative and conflictual forms of interaction. So yun yung kanyang proposal. Na-awardee siya ng Nobel Prize Award in terms of economics on this. Pero unluckily hindi siya na-discuss ng ayos ni Roberta. Now, another context ng diniscuss dito ni Skodowski is that the stress and revealed preference and taste are not merely coterminous and points to social and structural factors that can trigger their divorce. He considered that the economy has been organized so as to boost trade-off of comfort, okay, and pleasure. Kaya nga, kung mapapansin natin, di ba, kaya nag-move ang economy. Okay, sa pag-move ng economy, the more na nagbabago yung ekonomiya in order to satisfy our wants and needs. And the satisfactions of wants and needs is in order to trigger our pleasure. Okay? Particularly in the lives of comforts. Kaya nagde-develop ang technology. For example, okay? Nandyan yung, for example, Grab, Uber, Food Panda, di ba? So, parang everything is just on your, okay, fingertips. Okay? Goods, therefore, okay, the promotion of goods, therefore, promote creativity, which require time and enrich own faculty. That is one consideration. Ito, nilagyan ko lang to ng smiley. It's because despite of these views, Becker, in his views, still adhere to the, okay, particularly a neoclassical view. He proclaims a need to relocate economic actors in their society and culture, recognizing that tastes are very important for consumption, simply be left outside of economic model. Okay? Holds firm to the assumption that individuals behave so as to maximize utility. Thus, he continues that to defeat consumers, according to the strong individualistic premises, such as maximization of the future utility, where they know very well what they want and choose through comparison, acting through precise calculation of probability, which separate that means and end of the action, but also it negates creativity and pursual character. Pero later on, titingnan natin. Kasi kaya medyo natatawa ako dito, it's because it was written in 1996 at parang medyo late yung views ni Becker dito. Now, let us now try to take a look with all of this things that is happening in the economy. Okay? What is now the limit of economic rationality in relationship to the sovereign consumer, or particularly in relationship to the consumer? So kasi we have the social structure, okay? And this social structure has particularly what we call economic rationality. Ibig sabihin nito ng economic rationality, okay? Ito yung dinidikta ng ideology ng society on how we should behave. Particularly, it's because of the flows of goods and commodities in the society. But we need to take note that, okay, different societies have different economic rationalities. Okay, for example, okay, yung iba, medyo actually I have certain hesitation, particularly in discussing things. It's because in Lopez, medyo iba yung ating economic rationality, unlike with the economic rationality in Manila. Okay? So, maraming nang nagbabago, okay? And nagbago in terms of economic rationalities in Manila. Okay? Na ngayon pa lang natin ina-adapt. Okay? Pwede bang may makapag-video on lang para at least malaman ko kung ako ay nawawala or ano? Anyone? Can you still hear me? Are you still there? Yes or no? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Sige, Ryan, paano na lang? Okay. Thank you very much, Ryan. So, di ba, mapapansin natin, okay, ano yung mga examples ng pinagkaiba ng limits of economic rationality? Di ba, iba yung behavior yung sa atin na lang, iba yung behavior natin sa linang at iba yung behavior natin sa bayan. Right? Halimbawa, sa bayan, nag-urban gardening ka, may mga tinanim ka, pwede bang basta-basta na lang kapitbahay ka, humingi ka halimbawa ng pwede bang makahingi halimbawa diyan ng vegetables, makahingi ng lettuce? Pero pag sa linang, as you can see, nandun yung pagbibigayan at pagdadamayan ng mga magkakapitbahay. Okay? So, mapapansin natin, nag-iiba yung economic rationality. Okay? So, yun yung, pero tinitingnan natin dito, ano ba yung limits ng economic rationality? In these views, okay, Becker has a good, okay, views of the imperialistic tendencies of neoclassic economies, okay? Because, okay, the consumption, okay, the way we consume teaches us on how we behave. Okay? It's because it can be reflected into, okay, from eating out, to celebrate a friend, to listening, to record, for example, from a second-hand shop recommended by a friend, from dishing through the aisle of the supermarket, and to find one's usual brand of pasta, and etc. So, nagkikreate ito ng behavior. Mamaya, mapapansin nyo, ano, for example, ang ganda dito, hindi ko alam kung nyo dito yung pagbabasa. Even the way we shop, the way we eat, pag kumain tayo sa labas, ano, it's just a matter na pag kumain ka sa labas, hindi naman ibig sabihin nito ay kakain ka lang sa labas, it's because you really wanted to the food. 'Di ba? Doon sa kakainan mo. Hindi akala natin yun na lang, kaya tayo kakain sa labas kasi gusto natin ng food. Pero kaya tayo kumakain doon, it's because we wanted to have that experience of eating out there. Kasi meron tayong nabubuong experience, halimbawa, na isang experience na hindi mo nararanasan. Okay? Na iba yung pagkain mo, for example, sa Jollibee, okay? At iba yung pagkain mo, for example, sa Max's. Okay? Iba yung experience. It's not just the food. Okay? Iba yung pagkain mo, for example, sa fine dine-in restaurant, at iba yung pagkain mo, halimbawa, sa okay? For example, ano ba, nalimutan ko na kasi, halimbawa, yung mga buffet na kainan. Iba yung pagkain mo, halimbawa, sa kasalan. Diba? Sa kasalan na lang, iba yung pagkain natin sa kasalan sa Linang, at iba din yung pagkain mo sa kasalan, halimbawa, na merong reception. Siguro, nag-iiba yung behavior natin. Okay? So here, it's something, it tells us a certain kind of standards. Okay? Kaya nga kung titingnan natin, okay? So here we wanted to take a look at this certain perspective and certain points. It's because we only want, hindi natin dito gusto lang ditong ang problema kasi sa pagtuturo ng consumer education. Masyado tinitingnan lang dito towards the development of sovereign individual, so that the individual should have rational and informed decision towards purchasing. Pero hindi ito yung consideration kasi nakita natin na it created signs and meanings, di ba? We already discussed it in Baudrillard, okay? It created certain signs and meanings, and after that it create also particularly a relationship, okay, that entails on how we should relate with people. Okay? So yun yung, kaya nga, hindi natin to maihiwalay sa sociological understanding. Okay? So here, dito, makikita natin, halimbawa ito, okay, ito yung naka-interesting dito. The American Shoppers by Sue Kins. Okay? So kung saan, di ba, yung behavior ng pagsha-shopping. I don't know yet, hindi ko pa napapansin kasi yung pagsha-shopping natin sa Shopee, sa Lazada, and etc. Pero, this is an empirical study already. Mga susunod dito, mga empirical study na. In her recent work, American Shopper shows that there is more rational core to people's shopping behavior. Bakit? Kasi yung pagsha-shopping pala, nagki-create, hindi lang siya way of consumption, kundi nagki-create din siya ng conflict within the family. Particularly, okay, the working class mothers agonizing over buying clothes for themselves. Ano bang uunahin ko? For example, ang tanong ng magulang, ano, ang damit ko ba or ang damit ng aking anak? Or particularly, ang asawa ko ba ay dapat ay branded or unbranded? Or family conflicts between shopping for necessity and shopping for status. 'Di ba? Mapapansin natin. Halimbawa, ngayon, nag-emerge na. Nakikita ko sa mga share nyo, ano, mga nag-share, maraming mga nag-share dito yung mga plantito and plantita na nakita natin ang mamahal ng mga halaman. Pero sa atin, ginagamit lang natin yung panandong yun pag naulan. Ano? So pero nakikita natin sa ating mga paligid, pero sa ibang mga lugar, sa Manila, almost nasa 20,000, 15,000, and etc. yung cost. So mapapansin natin na sa urban places, yung itong mga plantito, mga plants na to, na mga iba't ibang mga halaman, okay, It's not just to be a plantito and plantita entails a certain social status. 'Di ba? Palakihan, pagandahan ng halaman. Kung mas malaki, for example, si Jinky Pacquiao, kaya nga sinabi, may nanalo na. Ibig sabihin, it entails a certain kind of social status. So, dito natin nakikita. For example, ito yung behavior. Ang anak ko ay during his, yung eldest ko, during his preschool, ay pumasok sa parang semi-international school. Medyo mahal ang tuition. Nung school na yon, ang reason naman medyo marami-rami pa kami pera nung last year. So because ang wife ko kasi ay merong business. So we don't have problem yet with money. Kaya nga I decided also to transfer in PNU Lopez. Kasi nga sabi ko ay pag napa-transfer ako doon, mas gusto ko mas malapit sa Riyaya. And even though mawawala yung mga racket ko sa Manila, wala naman akong problema sa pera. It's because we have a business dito sa Batangas. Pero ngayon na nalugi kami sa business, so medyo napapaisip pa rin ako. So but anyway, because of the pandemic. Pero nung ito yung behavior. Ganito yung pinagkaiba ng behavior nung sa school. Pasko, magki-Christmas party. Di ba typical nung, I don't know, typical ng pagbata tayo, pag magki-Christmas party, anong suot natin? Bagong damit, lumang damit? Anyone? Sige, mag-unmute na lang kayo. Bagong damit, lumang damit?
Bago po.
Di ba?
Bago po.
Parang, di ba pag lagi tayo may mga lokohan, pag nakasuot ng bago, tawag pamas. Ibig sabihin, nakapamasko. Sino, di ba pag Christmas party, pag lumang damit ang suot mo, nakakaawa. Naranasan ko yun nung bata ako. Simula nung first year, grade 1 hanggang 4th year high school, talagang kailangan laging bago ang damit. Nagkataon na hindi agad ako naibili ng nanay ko ng bagong damit. Paiyakan pa yan, di ba? Paiyakan pa pag hindi ka agad naibili ng damit. Magki-Christmas party, napaaga yung Christmas party namin. Hindi ako na ibili agad ng damit. Ang naisuot kong damit, luma. Sa tingin nyo, anong mararamdaman nyo pag, ikaw, pag ganong karanasan, pag ikaw ay napapasok sa ganon, at Christmas party, kita mo lahat ay mga bago yung mga suot nila, tapos ang suot mo ay luma. What would you feel? Anyone? Ano mararamdaman nyo nun?
Nahihiya po.
Di ba? Nakakainggit. What else? Bukod sa nakakainggit, pakiramdam mo.
Nahihiya po, sir.
Nahihiya. Nai-insecure. Okay? What else? What else?
Malungkot, sir.
Malungkot. Di ba? Okay? Nakakawala ng confidence umattend. Di ba? So, naranasan ko yan. Second year yata ako, kaya hindi ko malimutan yun eh. Tapos sabi ko, tama. Okay lang naman na hindi muna ako makabili kasi kakabig naman ako sa tornuhan noon. So, pagkatapos ng bibili na ako. So, nagtornuhan kasi kami noon. Ang nangyari, hindi din ako nakakuha at nakakabig sa tornuhan. Kaya visit na visit ako. Pero, bukod sa nakakawala, so ibig sabihin, meron siyang psychological factor. Meron siyang una, nakakawala ng confidence, tama, nakakahiya, nakaka-insecure, nakakainggit, nakakaaba sa sarili. Na hindi mo naman masisi ang magulang mo at hindi mo masisi ang parents mo dahil pwedeng ang possibility ay nagkataon na walang pera nung mga araw na yun, mga panahon na yun. So pero minsan nagiging paiyakan. Kaya nga pag Pasko, pag magpapasko, ang daming pumupunta sa mga shopping centers para bumili ng mga bagong damit. Lalo ngayon, makaka-receive na tayo ng yung mga magulang ng mga nagtatrabaho ng 13-month pay, bonuses, etc. So kaya nag-aano na 'yon. Kaya pag October, umaano na ng mga sale, 'di ba? Pero alam niyo, naobserbahan ko dun sa pinasukan ng anak ko. nagtanong din ako sa misis ko last year o 2 years ago and last year. Yung 2 years ago, nasabi ko, ma'am, magpapasko na. Hindi na party ang mga bata. Bakit hindi pa tayo nakakabili ng bagong damit sa mga bata? Di ka syempre, galing ng linang ay lumaki ka sa linang. Kaya ang gusto mo, yung anak mo, pag magpapasko, mga bagong damit. Pag magpapasko. So, anong nangyari? Okay? Pero hindi kami bumili. Kasi naobserbahan din namin, yung pinapasukan ng anak ko, walang mga bagong damit. During the Christmas party, hindi sila nakabagong damit. Ang ginawa ko na lang doon sa anak ko, kasi hindi namin, sinuutan na lang namin ng uniform. Kasi in fact, hindi pa naman niya alam yun eh. Ano pa lang naman siya eh. Kindergarten. Pero nakita ko doon sa buong, okay? Doon sa mga school, yung kultura ng eskwelahan, walang mga bagong damit, hindi pagarbuhan ng damit. Tapos natanong na misis ko, yung lola at mga parents, bakit po dito? Hindi kagaya nung kami po ay mga bata, pag Christmas party ay paggarbuhan ng damit. Kasi nag-aano ng social status, pagandahan ng mga damit, and etc. Sabi nung lola, napansin ko din yan, Ining. Alam mo, kasi ganito yan. Ang reason siguro, kasi sa atin, okay, or yun sinabi niya, sa atin, normal na kasi na bumili buwan-buwan ng mga bagong damit. Normal na. So, ibig sabihin na wala na sa kanilang consciousness na bumili uli ng bago pag Pasko dahil normal na yun. So, doon ako nagulat, sabi ko, parang may certain validation nga, na nakikita natin. Nakikita natin yun. Pero dito, di ba napapansin natin na yung pagsha-shopping, even yung pagkain sa labas, it entails a certain kind of status. I don't know, sa linang, napansin ko, may mga naging kababata ako na pag kumain sa Jollibee dati nun sa Lucena. Wala pa kasing Jollibee nun sa Sariaya. Pag kumain sa Lucena, dala-dala yung tissue ng Jollibee. Dala-dala. Tapos sa gagawin, ipinagyayabang. Okay? Ipinagyayabang ng mga kaibigan ko dun sa kanilang mga kalaro na kumain siya sa Jollibee. Kasi noon, ang Jollibee lang, I don't know kung baka naabutan naman certainly ito ng mga parents nyo. Ang Jollibee lang sa Lucena iisa. Dati noon, naabutan ko pa ang Lucena, walang Jollibee. So, nagkaroon lang ng Jollibee doon in the 90s. Sa Lucena, sa tapat ng simbahan. So, kaya pag Sabado at Linggo, tuwan-tuwa ako pag pumupunta kami doon. So, yun yung consideration, 'di ba? Another is that ito yung view naman ni Diane Crane, okay? Shows that, okay, na despite of the prices and budgets, even the apparent functionality of certain goods, consumer do not simply consider prices and convenience, nor they do follow the logic of informed instrumental purchase. Okay? Because, okay, ano yung kanyang consideration? So, may nakikita siya na consideration na merong isang hindi ma-explain na dahilan kung bakit ganito yung behavior ng pagbili ng isang individual. Okay? Yun yung tinitingnan dito. Ito mas malinaw sa akin. It's because medyo nababad ako sa pagbabasa ng kay Baudrillard. Kasi kay Baudrillard, meron kasing mga bagay na kahit mura mo siyang binili, pero mas mahalaga sa'yo. Right? Merong mga bagay na mahal mong binili, and yet you don't give importance. So, ibig sabihin nun, meron tayong nakikita dito na certain embodiment. Okay? Pero meron iba namang tao na kaya mo siya pinapahalagahan, medyo mas mahalaga sa'yo kasi mahal ang bilhin yan. For example, may damit ka. Ang damit mo ay nabili mo, halimbawa na damit ay, ito, mapapansin natin, lalo na ito yung mga, nakabili ka halimbawa ng t-shirt na 10,000 kita. Tapos, biglang all of a sudden ay, ito yung usually nakikita natin sa mga teleserye, 10,000 tapos biglang namantsahan. Biglang anong nangyayari? Nagki-create ito ng hindi magandang relationship kasi sinasabihan napakamahal ng napakamahal ng napakamahal ng bili ng toys na yan. Ng t-shirt na yan. So, bakit ginanyan mo lang? Okay? So, ibig sabihin nun, pero mapapansin natin na kahit naman may mga mura na mga commodity na purchase mo, pero it entails a certain kind of, okay, differences. It's because, according to Crane, okay, it has a certain individualized markers of social relationship and personal attachment. Halimbawa, may nagbigay sa iyo na tao na despite ito ay mura, at ibinigay yan ng tao na for example ay halimbawa ay crush mo. 'Di ba? Or kaya for example, ito yung tinatawag siguro natin simply mga bagay na merong tinatawag na sentimental value. Okay? So at least yun yung isang consideration. Pero mas malinaw ito na i-discuss ni hello, nandiyan pa ba kayo? Parang napatigil si Ryan.
Opo, sir.
Na si Ryan kasi ay nawala, okay? So, 'di ba parang ganoon, okay? So, may mga konteksto na yung commodity o yung bagay ay nagkakaroon pa rin ng iba't ibang klase ng values. Hindi lang ito, okay, may exchange value pero meron ka pa rin tinatawag na sentimental value dun sa bagay. So, that's why it has been pointed out that each good derives much of a symbolic, meron tayong tinatawag na symbolic functions from the system of objects in which it is inserted as an expression of particular unity or cultural principle. Okay? So, and then next, another, okay, ito yung binabanggit na symbolic meaning. Okay? Merong symbolic meaning. Pero, because of these ideas of symbolic meaning, okay, meron ding pinapakita dito na even in shopping, ang shopping, pag nagsha-shopping tayo at bumibili ka, pumapasok ka ng shopping mall, hindi ibig sabihin nun ay pupunta ka lang dun at bibili ka lang. Okay? But it is already, accordingly, it already entails a certain kind of relationship. Nagkakaroon na siya ng relationship, personal relationship towards consumer society. Okay? Because this has something to do with what we call an ideal kind of relationship. Yung typical na ang pumapasok minsan sa consciousness ng iba na ang ideal na pamilya, halimbawa sa consumer society, dito sa Batangas, yung katabi ng SM ay simbahan. So typically, pagkatapos sumimba, parang yung typical, sisimba ang pamilya, pagkatapos sumimba during Sunday, pupunta ng SM at kakain together. 'Di ba? So, nagkakaroon na ng ritualistic culture sa consumer society. For example, even the views of femininity. Ang shopping mall, merong idinidikta na ito na yung views ng femininity. Okay? Even the views of parenthood and etc. nagbabago as you can see. Meron akong ipapapanood sa inyo later on kung paano talaga nag-iba. Particularly yung views na gaano katalamak yung, for example, advertising, culture industry, ng impact niya sa gender studies or sa gender. So yun yung sooner or later na titingnan natin. Another is that, for example, ito yung binanggit ko sa inyo. Pagkakain ka sa labas or eating out, pag sinabing kakain sa labas, hindi ibig sabihin nun, kaya usually, I don't know kung nangyayari to sa inyo. Common experience. Ito nangyari na kasi, medyo kasi mas maedad ako sa inyo. Pero siguro nangyari na sa inyo to, na pag may mga boyfriend, girlfriend kayo, ang pinagtatalunan nyo ay, at magde-date kayo, ay saan tayo kakain? Yeah, so si boyfriend magtatanong, saan tayo kakain? Anong isasagot ni babae ng girlfriend? Anong mga sinasagot? Anyone? Diba? Kaya nga kung may restaurant nito, no? Kung may restaurant na ito yung pinaka puntahan. Ano? Kahit saan. Yun ang usually eh. Ano? Saan tayo kakain? Kahit saan. Ano? Eh di syempre, as boyfriend, ano, ang hirap pumili kung saan ka kakain kahit saan. Kasi you wanted to please also your girlfriend or your date kung saan ka kakain. Ano? Tapos ang problema, based sa experience ko, ano, may gusto akong kainan. Halimbawa, I wanted to eat in Kenny Rogers. Bigla namang ayaw naman ng girlfriend ko. Huwag dyan. Pero bakit? Bakit ayaw niya? Eh, ang sabi naman niya kahit saan. 'Di ba? O sabi wag dyan. O pag kumain halimbawa sa Pizza Hut, ayaw din. Pag kumain sa Tokyo, ayaw din. So, syempre, ang preference mo, it's a date. As bilang isang lalaki, gusto ko na ikakain ko yung girlfriend ko or maybe yung nililigawan ko, ano, sa medyo social status eh. Ano, kakain kayo sa medyo mamahaling restaurant, 'di ba? So, sa tingin niyo anong dahilan kung bakit ayaw? Alam niyo kung saan ano nagtatapos? Kung saan nagtatapos ang date, kung saan kakain? Out of all this kahit saan, alam niyo kung saan nagtatapos kung saan kakain? Anyone? O, andyan pa ba kayo? Are you still there?
Yes po. Yes po.
O sige, saan? Sino yung, di ba may mga naka-date na kayo? O, Jollibee. Meron pa, McDonald's. Iyan pa yung isang choice, McDonald's. Meron pang isa minsan, Chowking. Ano? So, lalo pag sa Lucena. Di ba, pagpunta kayo sa Lucena at magde-date kayo sa SM. Ano? Usually, I don't know kung, halimbawa, pag nagde-date kayo, usually you considered your date o yung pre-COVID pa, na magde-date lang halimbawa, taga Lopez ka na, magde-date lang kayo ay sa Jollibee lang. Hindi naman eh. Usually, magde-date kayo ay sa Lucena or Gumaca. Kasi gusto niyo mas matagal na yun yung consider natin ng date, lalo pag may budget ka na pera. Pero, syempre, sabi ko nga, bilang lalaki, gusto mo ipakita yung pag makikipag-date ka, magpapakita ka na ikaw ay galante. Ipapakita yung masculinity mo eh. Sa pagpapakita mo ng masculinity, ipapakita mo na can afford kang kumain, okay, sa labas, okay, pipili ka. So, pero anong dahilan kung bakit ayaw? Hindi ko talaga maintindihan nga dati. Anong dahilan? Ngayon ko lang naunawaan na ang dahilan kung bakit ayaw kumain doon, it's because yung pagkain pala sa mga gantong restaurant entails a certain kind of culture as well. Hindi lang yan dahil dyan mo gustong kumain. Pwede yung kadate mo, kaya ayaw niyang kumain doon, not because she does not like the food, but baka natatakot siya na kumain doon because yung place na yon, it entails a certain kind of behavior. Diba? Halimbawa, pagkakain ka sa gantong lugar, merong commodified manners of eating. May pamamaraan ng pagkain dyan. Kaya siguro, ito yung isang aking, alam nyo, isang na-realize ko. Pinaka, pag gusto mo nang nawala ulit si Ryan, pag mga date, ang pepede. Kaya ko na-realize na napaka lakas ng restaurant na Samgupsal. Naging kalaban na kasi McDonald's, ang Jollibee, pagkakain kayo sa McDonald's and Jollibee, ay pag mag-date kayo, walang certain behavior eh, kasi pangmasa. Right? Mo burger, etc. Hindi ka na naggagamit ka ng kutsara, tinidor, etc. Kain ka na lang, etc. Ganun na lang. Okay? Pero pag nagde-date at samgupsal, okay? Ibig sabihin nun, cowboy all around. Kahit magluto ka, damihan mo ng kain, maparami ang kain mo, etc. Kasi walang gasinong codified manners. Hindi kagaya ng mga fine dine-in restaurant na merong behavior, may certain talagang restrict behavior na kailangan ay ganito yung pagkain. Okay? So yun yung isang nakikita ko. It's because there's a need to acquire the manners. Okay? That is learning to be at the table. Yun ang sinasabi. Thus, acquiring the proper manners, learning to manage them, and finally getting to like them in as much part of the consumption as eyeing the menu, okay, for the prices of a given dishes. 'Di ba? Ako naranasan ko syempre, laki nga ako sa Linang tapos pagkakain ako sa isang restaurant na hindi ka familiar, parang ang hirap umorder. I don't know, yung first time ko na pumasok ng Starbucks. First time ko nakapasok ng Starbucks. Kabadong-kabado ako. Hindi ko alam kung bakit. College student ako noon, sa SM Manila. Kabadong-kabado ako, hindi ko alam kung bakit. Anong dahilan kung bakit ako kinakabahan? Hindi ko alam kung paano umorder. Hindi ko alam kung ano yung o-orderin ko. Kasi hindi ako familiar dun sa product. May gusto akong bilhin na nakita ko na parang masarap. Dahil nakita ko na merong umiinom ng Starbucks. Yung prop. Hindi ko alam na prop ang tawag doon. Pero kabadong-kabado ako. So, kung mapapansin mo, yun yung dahilan. Okay? That is doon natin makikita yung economic rationality. Okay? Ibig sabihin, yung market, hindi lang ito supply and demand. Ito lang yung sinasabi. Nagpapakita ito ng mga different rituals, nagpapakita ito ng different kind of relationships, nagpapakita ito ng different kinds of bonding, nagpapakita ito ng change into the way, okay, we should behave. So yun yung isang consideration diyan. Now, this is a good thing pa ito. Ang ano nito ay itong chapter na to deals much more into fashion and style and conspicuous consumption. Pag sinabi nating ano bang ibig sabihin ng conspicuous consumption, ito muna. Simmel maintains that the value of things depends on the value that they are given by the subject rather than being founded on absolute such as the intrinsic value of the material properties or the amount of work necessary to produce them which they embody. Ibig sabihin, diniscuss natin, di ba? Meron tayong tinatawag na exchange value, meron tayong tinatawag na ano yung value niya, ano yung functional value, ano yung exchange value, at ano yung sign value. Pero, dito natin nagbibigay din tayo ng value sa bagay dahil pwedeng mahal siya. Okay? Mahal yung pagkakabili mo. So, now, these things in turns a certain kind of relationship as well. It's because it is something that is social and cultural repertoire of action because it entails a certain possibility of self-recognition within a group and distinction from others, which are utmost importance in a large urban environments where one is all too easily lost in the anonymous world. Di ba? Kaya nga, dito natin makikita na yung consumption is precisely different, okay, in an highly urbanized area. Okay? In highly urbanized area, nakikita natin na so dito papasok yung importance of fashion. Okay? Because fashion appears, okay, particularly an excellent means of achieving, ano yung i-achieve? Okay? Ito yung i-achieve natin. The idea of self-recognition and the idea of self-distinction from others. Diba? So, for example, I don't know, hindi ko alam, kasi iba kasi yung behavior ko ng pagsusuot ng damit. Ako, mas gusto ko kasi ang sinusuot kong damit ay nag-uulit ako ng damit hanggat maaari nga. Ang gusto ko na damit ay t-shirt, na meron akong ginagawa na bibili lang ako ng t-shirt, 10 t-shirt agad or 5 t-shirt na pare-parehas. Tapos yun na lang para wala akong problema sa pagsusuot ng damit. Pero may mga ibang tao na ang gusto ayaw na nag-uulit ng damit. Sa atin ba sa PNUSL, meron ba tayong wash day? Yes or no?
Yes po.
Tuwing anong araw ang wash day natin?
Wednesday po.
Wednesday. I don't know, pero usually ang naobserbahan ko, ang mga babae hirapang-hirapan pag wash day. Diba? Pag naobserbahan ko to nung ako ay kolehiyo, medyo nahihirapan sila pag wash day, namumroblema sila pag wash day. Dahil nung nagtuturo pa ako sa Lyceum, Wednesday din yung wash day, talagang pagandahan ng mga damit ang mga nagsusuot. Yung iba na kahit yung mga lalaki, pagandahan. Tapos ayaw nila na nag-uulit sila ng damit. Parang may naiisip pa sila na, for example, ito naisuot ko na sa ganitong araw, hindi ko to uli pwedeng isuot next week. Hindi ko uli pwedeng isuot na. Kailangan medyo yung pagsusuot ko nito ay dapat halimbawa 2 months or 3 months. I don't know kung nag-a-agree kayo diyan. Nag-a-agree ba kayo? Kasi Martina ay napapa-smile, So hindi ko alam kung tama 'yan. Depende I don't know the context kasi nung sa Ako kasi more into pag ganung wash day, hindi kung lang ang maisuot ko na damit, For example, ako mas komportable ako na na laging merong org shirt. Kasi pag merong org shirt, hindi ka halata na nag-uulit ng damit, Although yun lang yung damit mo, pero hindi ka sasabihan ng mga kaklase mo na nag-uulit ka ng damit, So usually as you can see, these are the way we behave, okay? Because there is a need for cohesion and the need for differentiation or isolation. So according to Simmel, okay, passion is a metaphor for the allure that the new exerts on the modern subject in general, okay, particularly sa bourgeois classes and the middle class in particular. Kasi, di ba, yung nobility during the feudal period has something to do with ano yung status mo sa buhay. Dati nun, pag taga-bayan ka, okay na. Okay? Pag taga-center ka, okay na, makita ka pa lang, kahit anong suot mo, okay na. There's a certain kind of mobility. Okay? But now, for example, yung ang mga hari at mga reyna, kung anong suot nila, kahit sila ay magsuot ng simpleng damit, okay lang. Kasi recognize naman sila na mga hari at mga reyna. Okay? Yung mga noble. 'Di ba? Pero, pagdating sa capitalism, okay, nagkaroon tayo ng tinatawag na self-identity through fashion. Nagkaroon kami ng nakakatawang, ito yung pag nagkikwentuhan kami ng misis ko. I don't know kung ano yung magiging reaction nyo dito. Nagkaroon kami ng nakakatawang experience, ng year 2009, okay, March, that was March or I don't know kung March nga, na-invite ako na ako ang magbigay ng recognition, parang ng speech sa mga awardee sa pinasukan ko nung high school. So, that was also the first parang day na isinama ko ang misis ko. Okay? Girlfriend ko pa siya that time sa Sariaya, Quezon. So, first time ko siyang isinama na ako ay magsasalita sa school ko. Okay? As a resource speaker. So, tapos ako yung magbibigay ng recognition award. Di syempre, sa tingin nyo, ang misis ko ang aking muse. Ano dapat ang isuot? Pag ikaw, for example, ang iyong boyfriend ay panauhing pandangal, ano dapat ang isusuot ng iyong ano? Ikaw, as girlfriend, ano dapat ang isusuot mo? Anyone? Di ba medyo dapat ang isusuot mo ay medyo fashionable. So as to, okay, ipakita that you have your social status and then you have also your style. Di ba? So, yun ang kailangan mo ipakita. Alam niyo ang nangyari sa amin pag nagtatawanan kami ng misis ko pag naalala namin. Ito na yung sinuot niya. Ang naging problema niya, merong naging katulad mismo doon. Parehas sila ng damit. So, kaya magtatawa. So, pag inaalala namin, nagbibiroan kami ng misis ko, na mga ganong pangyayari. I don't know kung anong naramdaman niya, pero within the family kami, nagtawanan kami pagkatapos. Okay, nagbiroan kami. Tapos, pero syempre, merong naramdaman din ang misis ko noon, Tapos when we went to Kamay ni Jesus, at pinasyal ko din sila, kumain din kami ng kamayan sa Palaisdaan, then we went to Kamay ni Jesus. Nag-change din ako ng damit. Nagpalit ako kasi naka-formal na ako na damit. Nag-change ako ng damit. And then all of a sudden, pagbaba namin ng sasakyan, kaya kami nagtatawanan, pagbaba namin ng sasakyan, meron din akong kaparehas sa damit. So, kaya sabi ng misis ko noon, bawi-bawi lang tayo. So, pero as you can see, kung titingnan mo yung psychological, yung psychology niya, you try to imagine, let's say, ang mahal ng bili mo sa damit. Napakamahal ng bili mo. And then, pumunta ka sa isang occasion, tapos all of a sudden, meron kang kaparehas ng damit. What will you feel? I don't know kung anong tumatakbo sa isip nyo dyan. Because fashion has something to do with social position. Okay? Gusto mong ipakita yung social position mo. Kaya nga yung iba, ang gusto ng iba pag mga branded, marami iba nagsusuot na ang gusto nilang suot ay mas malaki yung brand. Halimbawa, mas malaki, Nike halimbawa, or for example, Lacoste, ang gusto yung buhayang malaki. So, tapos pag mas malaki yung mas branded, minsan, I don't know, parang dati noon naranasan ko, pag branded ang suot mo, nakakagwapo, nakakaganda, nakakapagbigay ng self-esteem. 'Di ba? So, that is one aspect na maganda nating tingnan. Okay? So, now, meron ditong mention na patina, pero mamaya later on titingnan natin because it expresses a certain kind of novelty. Okay? So, titingnan natin. Meron kasi ditong table na ibinigay. Okay? So, pero explain ko later on yon. So, here, this Veblen created concept of conspicuous, okay, consumption is considered as, okay, it certain indicate those phenomena of consumption which escape the logic of utility and maximization at minimal cost. In his view, the value of some goods was exclusively determined by their capacity to make a social position visible. And therefore, conspicuous consumption and waste that serves as a demonstration and recognition of elevated social position founded on the knowledge that wealth and power must be put in evidence for esteem granted only in evidence. And that only can be seen through passion. Ito yung magandang table, ano. As you can see, ito yung mga different techniques of identity construction and social distinction through objects. Okay, ito yung patina effect, ano. Meron tayong family and clan. Okay? So tinitingnan natin na ito ay anak ni ganito, ano. So ito yung sa patina, okay? So walang competition diyan. Pag anak ka ni ganito, ano 'yan? Ano 'yan? Laging emphasis sa past. Ano? Because this has certain stability. So yun yung konteksto. Conspicuous consumption, ang tinitingnan dito hindi na yung clan. Ang tinitingnan na dito yung families at individual. These are open to competition. It has an emphasis on the future and emphasis on exclusivity. Pero with regards to fashion, okay, ang focus na nito, medyo individualistic na to, not anymore families. There is a virtual competition. Even in 'di ba, yung virtual competition, very prevalent po. For example, halimbawa sa mga Instagram, okay, sa Facebook, social media, emphasis on the present and emphasis on how novel are you kung paano ka magdala ng damit. How about in style? It emphasizes on the individual, self-competition, emphasize on the past, okay, and emphasize on originality. That's why here we could see the different techniques of identity construction of different individuals based on this table. Okay? Now, just to end, Veblen's view is that through the mechanismic, okay, meron tayo ditong binabanggit dito si Veblen na in industrial, okay, metropolis, okay, conspicuous consumption extended to the entire population, inferior groups did nothing but imitate the superior ones and those who are buying the same commodities. Kaya nga kung mapapansin natin yung culture industry natin talagang natin, 'di ba? For example, halimbawa, yung mga facial wash, sa mga lalaki, yung 'di ba may commercial si ito yung maganda yung tinatawag na mirror idea of yung commercial, 'Di ba pagtingin ang gulo-gulo ang buhok, medyo ang itsura ay pangit ang itsura. Tapos yung nag-facial wash na siya, pagka facial wash niya, biglang nagbago ang mukha, naging kamukha ni Jericho. Okay? I don't know kung psychologically bakit nga may ganung pangyayari din sa ating psyche, na kung sino yung iniidolo mo at siya yung naging endorser ng product through mass communication and culture industry, all of a sudden, once na kinonsume mo yun, okay, you feel that nakakadagdag ng confidence and you feel that you are like him or like her. So, yun yung isang consideration dito na tinitingnan. Because it entails a certain kind of existence of difference. And the nature of character, particularly, it creates a certain cultural categories that signals fashion. So, yun yung isang consideration. Now, meron dito mga minention naman dito na meron tayong concept of emulation through trickle down and trickle up. Okay? Ano yung tinatawag na trickle down and trickle up? Meron kasing mga culture, ito din, merong ibang mga bagay na may mga culture na nagtitrickle across social groups at nagtitrickle up. Okay? For example, a culture of yung street style. For example, all of a sudden, biglang nagiging pop. Biglang sisikat na hindi na malaman. Yun yung sinasabing medyo indeterminate behavior of economic rationality. For example, a culture of masa, and then sooner or later, magiging ano na siya, magiging mainstream. So, for example, ito, yung tattoo, di ba? Yung tattoo dati, paano nag-trickle up at nag-trickle across social group. Ang tattoo kasi, ay naabutan ko na pag may tattoo ka, ay ang views ng pag may tattoo ka, ang views ay ikaw ay masama. Ano? Yun yung ano ng tattoo. Pero ngayon, pag may tattoo ka, medyo iba-iba na. Nagbibigay din siya ng kaunting social status. So, pwede na ang social status mo ay pwedeng, halimbawa, nakapag-tattoo ka kay Wang Ud. Kung dati-dati yung tattoo sa mga Ifugao ay consider siya na social status din siya, pero sa kanila kasi sa culture ng mga Ifugao, ang pagtatattoo ay nagbibigay ng mga headhunters kasi ang mga yan. So the more na may mga markers ka ng tattoo, ibig sabihin na yun ay yung matatanda doon, the more na mas marami kang napatay. Okay? At sa kanila okay yun. Sa Baguio part, ang tattoo doon medyo dati negative. So medyo hindi kasi masyado nang na-Americanize. Pero sa parte ng Ifugao, parte ng Kalinga, the more na may tattoo ka, the more na attractive ka. Kasi ibig sabihin, nagpapakita ka ng medyo matapang ka, nobility, etc. So, pero, yung tattoo as a negative conception, and then sooner or later, nag-trickle up yun. Nag-trickle across. At sa pag-trickle across, ngayon, parang dahil may mga artista na nakapagpatattoo at nagpapakita sa kanilang mga Instagram and etc. And then sooner or later, everyone they wants to have this tattoo as well. Okay, so pero hindi ko alam hindi ako nag-agree kasi ditong merong nagti-trickle down, nagti-trickle across because there is a role of fashion industry, fashion journalists and stars of the big screen and music and sport. Pero often in global scale, Pero malaki din kasi yung gampani ng mga roles nito. Minsan pag merong mga actors na gumanap nito, lalo na for example ay mga vlogger na ngayon kasi nawala na yung mainstream culture industry. Okay, so that's it. That's the end of the readings of the discussion, and I hope some of you can still improve your readings and etc. But question, okay? Any questions? May tanong kayo? Ano yung medyo hindi malinaw? Siguro hindi ko lang uli na pwedeng paki-post ng mga questions nyo so that I will be able to answer it in pwedeng pa-post na lang. As of now ay kaunti pa lang pala yung nagsasubmit pa Any questions? Okay. Ganito na lang muna. I'm going to give you 5 minutes to have a breakout sessions and then to talk about some insights and inputs para at least after that ay tingnan natin if we can have a more lively discussion on this. So hatiin ko kayo into 3 groups. Okay? And then after that ay join na lang kayo sa breakout rooms. Okay? Sige. Miss Soya, parang hindi ka pa nagjo-join. Miss Soya? Okay siya, mag-usap-usap muna kayo for discussion.
Opo.
Okay. Junel, Christian, dadalawa lang ba kayo?
Kanina po tatlo.
Sino yung isa? Si David?
Si Grace po. Si
Ah,
Grace po. Fernandez po.
Isama ko na lang kayo kay Dano ha, Junel. Isama ko na lang kayo kay Kinda Ryan and Martina.
Sige po.
Sige po.
Join na lang kayo, parang inano ko na kayo eh. Okay, so let us go to the question isa-isa, no? So first one, is conspicuous consumption a means for equality? I think medyo naano lang ako dun sa question ano ng conspicuous consumption as a means for equality. But conspicuous consumption is a result of inequality. So yun yung siguro. It's because the main reason that we need to take into consideration of this is we need to look into the definition of conspicuous consumption, how it emerged, ano. And it emerges because ito yung those phenomena of consumption which escape the logic of utility and maximization of minimal cost. If we're going to look into the discussion, there is particularly in the table of social utility, the techniques of identity and construction, you will be able to look into the idea that the conspicuous consumption is a result of inequality. It wanted to address certain perspectives on the ideas of the differences between families and individual. It wanted to create competition, particularly it wanted to emphasize on the future and particularly a certain exclusivity as well. So yun yung isang sagot ko dyan. Ano? So it's not a means to inequality, but it's a means of differentiation through social stratification. What causes conspicuous consumption? Ang daming factors eh. Conspicuous consumption emerge not because of consumer society, but it's basically ano eh, rooted kasi ito sa ano eh, sa traditions as well. You know? Pwede na nag-cause siya, it's because of inequality in itself. It's because of the social stratification in itself. Pero kanina in-explain natin yung patina and then the conspicuous consumption. So pero yung conspicuous consumption has something to do also with the effects of patina as well. And then what is the idea of the theory of the leisure class? Tingin ko yung idea hindi ko mamaya balikan ko. I just wanted to know ano yung pinaghuhugutan nitong leisure class. And then when do the consumption become rational and irrational? Medyo naano rin ako dito sa question. I don't know whether consumption is there a distinction between rational and irrational views of consumption? Siguro it will be better na kayo siguro yung samugot na yun. In the idea of in the consumer society, is rational and irrational consumption possible? Paano natin masasabi with this economic rationality kung possible ba ang sovereign? Okay, pagiging sovereign ng isang consumer. Kasi ako medyo nakikita ko na parang hindi na siya possible. Hindi na siya possible kasi ang dami eh. Maybe the way pag ang view natin ng pagbili natin ay bibilhin lang natin siya dahil siya ay mura, dahil siya ay reasonable price, etc. Pero hindi natin nakita na economic lang yun, factor. Pero yung sociological factor, medyo malaking bagay yun. Nakikita na natin na meron kasing domino effect, merong for example, yung sinabi ko sa inyo, eating out, yung pagkain sa labas. 'Di ba? Meron yung both rational and irrational tendencies. Ang rational, gusto mong kumain kasi may budget ka, kaya naman ng budget mo, rational 'yun, at kaya ng sweldo mo. Pero yung irrational, papasok doon, it still enters a certain kind of social status. Pwede na yung sabi ko nga kanina sa inyo, yung kahit saan, nagkakaroon ngayon niyo lang nauunawaan, ngayon niyo lang nauunawaan na yung palang emergence, ito gusto ko nga gawin yung papel na yan ang psikolohiya ng kahit saan. Ang psikolohiya ng pagkain ng kahit saan. Magandang tingnan yan. And then, what do you prefer? To be a consumer or to be a producer? I don't know whether that is a personal question to me, ano, or a personal question to you. Hindi ko alam kung ano yun. Pero ako kasi, I I I I really wanted to be a producer rather than a consumer. So mas gusto ko na ako yung, kaya lang parang napaka-imposible. I wanted to have my own sustainable house. So a house which has its own, capable of providing its own food, providing its own electricity, providing its own everything na sustainable na kayang i-provide ng ba. Kaya lang I don't know kung possible yun. Yun yung pangarap ko, ano. So that is the reason why I transferred sa 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 PNU Lopez kasi medyo na-harass na ako sa buhay sa syudad. Masyadong napagod na masyado ako sa buhay sa Manila. You try to imagine, ano, pagta-travel ko pa lang doon, papunta pa lang ng school. Kasi, syempre, I'm working there. My family is here in Batangas. So, dati-dati, lagi ako nag-uuwian. Manila to Batangas, every day. Pero napagod na ako, so nag-rent na ako ng apartment, ng room for rent. Pero sooner or later, nung napapunta na ako, kasama ko yung mga pinsan ko, we rented out a condo. And then, when nag-part-time na ako sa Ateneo, you try to imagine yung lagari ko. Masyado na napapagod because ang ini-entail ng city is a consumer life. So, sabi ko, I wanted, nag-ano ako sa Lopez, I wanted to try a different life because I wanted to be a producer. Pero ngayon, medyo mahirap din kasi sa sobrang dami ng trabaho, ay hindi rin ako makapag-establish. Medyo meron akong hesitation din na parang to stay long in Lopez because of ang dahilan ay umalis ako sa Manila dahil baha. Tapos pagdating ko pa sa Lopez, ay baha din. So nagre-rent ako ng apartment, yung pinagpaparkingan ko ng sasakyan ay binabaha. So medyo natatakot din ako na sabi ko parang I'm looking for a certain kind of stability pero hindi ko pa alam kung paano. So basta certainly I'm sure that I wanted to be a producer. So I don't know with your pero with PLE, with home economic skills, luckily for you, with your home economic skills, you will be able to be a producer in your own way. Sana yun yung maibibuild na ituturo sa atin ng curriculum. And then another is conspicuous consumption, good or bad, and what will be its effect to the economy. I don't know with regards to the effect whether it's both beneficial and because it encourages competition. Pwedeng maging bad din siya, maging rin siya, So it depends on how you view economy. So yun yung isang consideration na pwedeng tingnan natin diyan. Kasi pwedeng kung ang tingin mo sa capitalism is bad, pwedeng ang tingin mo sa conspicuous consumption is bad. Pero if your view about capitalism is good, pwedeng ang view mo sa conspicuous consumption is good. So yun yung consideration. It depends on the framework na meron yung views mo. Kasi pwede na sabihin, it's because of this conspicuous consumption, it keeps economy growing. So yun yung tingin ng iba. How a simple stuff or item can be symbolically important and expensive through periods of time. Is it the rareness of the items that makes it expensive or not? Depende yan. Depende yung items. Kung paano siya nagiging expensive. Pwedeng consideration is that, okay, ang consideration niya dito ay nagdedepende sa value. Uma-attend ako ng webinar on museum. Meron pa lang ang kung paano nire-rate nila yung value sa museum, depende sa national value niya or pwede na for example, merong ang typewriter halimbawa ay ay anong value niya, pwede na pang local museum siya pero hindi pang national museum. So yun yung konteksto na pwedeng tingnan. So pwede na importante lang siya sa atin yung typewriter na yan kasi siya yung kauna-unahang typewriter na ginamit sa PNUSL and yet hindi siya importante sa nasyonal. Yet hindi siya importante sa PNU Manila. So pwedeng niya yung value symbolic value niya. Nagdedepende kasi yan ano yung story behind. Kaya dapat minsan sa ganyan nakikita natin yung value niya. Ano yung mga stories behind the item. So pwede na, for example, pwede na yung item na yun, it's because it's attached to the national figure. Kaya medyo mamahal siya. For example, you try to imagine kung gaano ka mamahal ng mga writings, yung mga documents ni Rizal, kung ano yung mga bumibili nito. Okay, so nagdedepende. Pwede na, for example, yung item, depende sa rarity. Ako, nagbebenta ako ng mga libro. Siguro, tanong iba, bakit mahal akong magbenta ng libro? This book is, itong libro na to, Lenin, ito yung isa sa mga pinaka-expensive kong libro. Pero nabili ko lang to na medyo mura-mura. Pero pag ibebenta ko to, this is very expensive. Siguro, baka kahit may bumili sa akin ito ng 5,000, 5,000, hindi ko pa ibebenta. Maybe 10,000. Because of the rarity. Wala kasing ni kopya nito dito sa atin. Another, this book. This is very rare. Kakaunti lang kami mga may-ari ng mga ganitong libro. So, maraming naghahanap sa akin, mga pare na gusto bumili pero hindi ko ibenta. At meron pa ako dito ng mga other na rare. So, nagdedepende. Pwede na sa libro minsan, depende sa yung may signature. Okay? Depende sa rarity, sa maraming factors kung bakit Pwede na yung exchange value nagmamahal, ganito, or pwede naman na kahit bilhin sa iyo na napakamahal, hindi mo siya ibenta. Kasi symbolically napakamahal sa iyo. Pwede na, for example, a simple watch is a watch ng iyong ninuno. Kahit bilhin sa iyo na napakamahal, hindi mo pa rin siya ibebenta. Because symbolic value is different from exchange value. So, yun yung dapat yung i-consider dyan. Pinakita ko na naman sa inyo. Meron tayong tinatawag na exchange value, symbolic value, mga different values na diniscuss natin. Another, why there is expiration of such item in other countries? Okay, is it part of their culture or just for the sake of capitalism? Hindi ko makuha kung paano ano yung question dito nung kung anong pinaghuhugutan nitong question. Unang-una, expiration of food items are very important. Okay? These are very important. Okay? Yung expiration of food items. Kasi syempre, nakikita natin, merong shelf-life kasi ang food. Okay, for example, part yan ng pag you're doing the packaging. Kasi may mga nag-i-spoil. So yun yung part ng sa food. So yan yung isa sa mga dahilan. Pwede na for food hazard. I don't know kung ano yung items na pinapertain ng nagkakaroon ng expiration. Okay. Ito magandang tingnan. Gusto ko hindi ko lang yung sinabi ni Angelica. May nabasa po kasi ako dun sa book. Tapos po, naisip ko yung mga OFW po, nakakilala namin. May mga napupulot pong items kahit okay pa po. Okay? Kasi yun yung part ng pag-grow ng ng economy dun eh. Dati-dati, because of the functionality of economy. Pero, ako, mas gusto kong tingnan dito yung idea ng balikbayan box. What is in balikbayan box? Hindi yung item na napupulot nila, yung mga items. Pero, bakit pumasok ito yung idea ko na napupulot po itong mga items kahit okay pa? Itong mga items na to, ito yung mga pinapadala nating mga items through a certain balikbayan box. So, ito yung mga napulot nila, nabili nila sa mga ukay doon, nabili nilang mura, nakabili sila ng sabon na napakamura, binili nila ng sale. Pero, pag naiput na siya sa balikbayan box, di ba? Ano na yung value niya? Kaya nga, yung marami, may phenomenon tayo na nangyari, yung mga balikbayan box ay tinaasan ng buwis. Kasi, ito, meron sana akong yung pabili ng libro o I'm supposed to order, meron akong tinatap ngayon sa US na bibilhan ng libro. Kasi mura lang kasi pag nagpapaano ka ng balikbayan box. Meron lang isang pagbalikbayan box ang ano kahit anong ilagay mo dong items, hindi nila tinitingnan, dinideclare kung magkano yung value nun. No? So, ang plano ng government ay palakihin sana yung buwis nung balikbayan box. Marami na nagreklamo. At ano yung dahilan? Doon lumabas yung mga symbolic value ng balikbayan box. So, maganda din tingnan. Yes, baby, I
Hi!
So, yun, that's it. So anyway, meron lang akong hindi na ano dito na nasagot. It's the idea of the leisure class because hindi ko alam kung ano yung pinaghuhugutan, ano yung leisure. So, but anyway, certainly ito yung pwede natin pag-usapan. In a consumer, petting reflection, in a consumer society, okay? A luxurious city is different from a healthy city. Dapat nating tandaan 'yan. Pwede na punong-puno ng ang luxurious city doesn't mean na a luxurious city might be full of inequalities and social inequalities, and yet hindi naman sustain yung isang society. It's because there's too much consumerism. Pero a certain society can be healthy if it is sustainable. At I don't know. Sabi ko nga, COVID-19 exposes these gaps. COVID-19 exposes the gaps of consumer society. But the problem is the way our society, the way our economy is addressing COVID-19 as a response is still consumerism. Inopen ang economy despite na lumalaki at nag-grow, hindi tiningnan kung paano tayo magiging a producer and sustainable society. So yun yung isang problema dyan. Natingin ko na dapat ding i-address. Siguro individually na lang natin. Okay, anyway, so I'm just going to make Miss Martina the host kung gusto niyo pang magkwentuhan. And then I'm going to leave now the meeting. So for this week, ito yung ating naging discussion. You just go on muna with the Cornell notes. So next meeting, next week will be the another reading for the Theories of Consumer Society. Yung part, yung kasunod na chapter. Okay? So, sige, ingat kayo palagi, kasi sa Lopez ay tumataas ang cases ng COVID-19. So, and also sa mga nearby towns. So, wag mo muna kayo maglabas-labas. Yun yung lang natin, kasi kaya tumaas siguro ang kaso, it's because of the typhoon. So, yun yung natin. Okay, sige. Ingat kayo palagi.
Thank you po.
Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you po.